This is Kellyween, this is Kellyween, Kellyween, Kellyween. And in this show, we talk about games that are filled with cottage gore. Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to the harvest season. With me today is Kelly. I'm
Hey.
Kevin. She's actually gonna be here for, well, spoilers, but she's gonna be on next week too. You were on last week. I bring it up because last year you were on for Halloween. We did Cult of the Lamb.
Oh, I
And
forgot
so
about that. Is this
yeah,
just like
so
my thing?
well, that's exactly right. Yeah, you're Kelly, our pumpkin queen. So here we are. Um, she's all about this stuff, and so we are here today to talk about Graveyard Keeper, another cottage gore game. Technically, this is a second harvest episode. Rochelle covered it way back, like the first Halloween episode. Um, And so I knew about it for years, but I didn't get a chance to play it until recently. And Kelly has played it significantly. Um,
I only found out about it though last year.
yeah.
I was very new to it, so
Well, still more than I have. I've only played just a handful, relatively speaking. But yeah, that's that we will get to that soon enough. But before that, as always, show notes and links and the transcripts are all available on the website for people to see and look at and on ooh and whatnot. Um, and before the Graveyard Keeper, we'll do news as always, and more importantly, what have you been up to, Kelly? What you been playing, watching, doing, yada yada?
playing I've really been slacking. I've been playing solitaire and Pokemon Go,
Oh,
which
solitaire's
is
good.
not it is, but I get stuck playing it and like it's fun, but I'm also like I could be playing something better.
Yeah. I
Um
mean, it's like comfort food. Sometimes
yeah,
it's simple. And
yeah,
I
exactly. It's
get it.
like thoughtless.
Exactly. Sometimes you just need a mindless game.
But I just rewatched Mad Men, so that I think is more exciting than Solitaire.
Okay. Okay. Mad Men. Okay. I have not watched it. I'm familiar with it. That's the one like 50s
Yeah, like
esque ad
60s
agency, right?
advertising. Yeah.
60s. Okay. All right.
I was a
How
big fan when it
how
came out.
mm-hmm. How long is it? Like the whole thing?
It's like 7 seasons, I think. Yeah,
Oh
seven
wow,
seasons.
that's longer than I expected. Wow, that's cool. Um
Yeah, when it first ran, I jumped ship, like, I think after season 5.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
I mean, it's not the worst last 2 seasons, but they're not as good.
Sure. Um,
What about you? What have you been up to?
let's see. Well, I've last week we covered Palo Pines. I actually kept up with it a good bit after. There
Yeah,
was
I
a
gotta play
patch that
that.
dropped. Um, I've it's been a big dinosaur for week for me. I watched Jurassic Park this week again too. Boy, that movie's real good. But other than that, yesterday I tried that the Super Mario Wonder. It just came out yesterday. The newest one for the Switch, and it's a good one. Um, I'll plug the Rainbow Road Radio, the other show I do with our mutual friend Alex. We did our first look at it on that show. We just recorded, and that'll be dropping soon. Um,
Nice. What do you think of it so far?
it's fantastic. There's I'm only a little bit in like on the second world, but like every level feels like it is introducing something new and different. And I mean, classic Mario is good. 2D, it's your standard 2D Mario and whatnot. So the gameplay is good, and it's just filled with all sorts of fun surprises and delights. I'm going to spoil people on probably the best part that I've experienced so far. Um, there's this level. It's like the second or third level you can do. Um, there's a bunch of piranha plants popping out of the pipes, and you run and jump past them and whatnot. And then there's the wonder flower, which changes the level in different ways or whatnot. So when you touch the wonder flower, it starts this musical production, and all the piranha plants just start singing. And it's incredible. I entice everyone to at least look it up.
I actually
It's
I saw it
just
on
so much
TikTok
fun.
this morning and I was like,
You saw it?
okay.
It's
Very
so
much
because it
unexpected.
just
I thought it was like
right?
somebody made it at first, like somebody edited it,
Yep, it's
but no, it
so
was
out of
real.
the blue. Yeah, no, it's good. It's really funny, and yeah, the game just brings smiles to me every level with all sorts of unexpected twists and turns like that. So yeah, Mario Wonder, two thumbs up for me for sure. Like I said, people can go to Rainbow Road Radio to hear more in-depth thoughts on that. But yeah, that's mostly what I've been up to. Um, and now with that, let's hop on over to the news. We have, as always, a handful of mostly game updates. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of game updates for some reason right now. Um, so we're gonna start off talking about Coral Island. This is a big one. So for people who may not remember, Coral Island is your standard Stardew-esque. Well, I say standard. It's got all your fixings, your farming, and it's on an island, hence the name, right? So it has the tropical aesthetic and whatnot. Uh, but the big news is the 1.0 version is launching on November 14th, which is exciting. They have a trailer, and it looks expansive. There's a lot going on. You have your farm, you can go underwater, you can meet mermaids, you can do your romancing, you can do, I think there's even a race in there somewhere. All that good stuff. It looks very polished and like a 1.0 game.
Yeah, I
You
was
can
gonna
also,
say it
hmm
definitely looks like there's. It looks a lot different than like the first clips I saw of it.
yep, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a game now, for lack of a better
Yeah.
way of putting it. And you can also dress up as a panda or a dinosaur, so there's a lot going on there. You also get your little Animal Crossing. You can redecorate your house wherever you want. Wow, you can even have a baby in this. That's wild. Um, yeah, that is dropping on November 14th, just a couple of weeks, and it will be dropping on Steam, Xbox Series X/S, and PS5. They're hoping for 2024 release for a Switch version. Do you think you'll try Coral Island or look in its general direction?
I think I might. I think it definitely looks really cute. I think it depends on if I'm playing anything, when it comes out.
Yeah, yeah, that's the hard part, right? Too many games.
I'm trying so hard not to like backlog myself.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I definitely have bought backlog myself. So I respect that. I think you can romance a mermaid, so you got that going for you. I wonder how that's gonna work. How are they gonna move up the land, or vice versa?
Just living in separate homes kind of situation.
It's a two-story floor, but the bottom floor is underwater.
There you go.
I'm down for that. Um, yeah, right now it's only $25. Oh, that's not bad for this. That looks like a lot of content for $25. So, get excited. Um,
Oh, it does say it's gonna release. I think at $30 though. There's a
oh yeah,
note
okay,
about the
sure.
price adjustment.
Yep, that makes
But
sense.
I am the
That's fair.
diving looks really cool. I played a lot of Dave the Diver over the summer, so I feel
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah,
still looking
yeah.
for games where I
That's good.
can go exploring like that.
Yep, it does look good. For like the animation stuff. I'm also a big fan of underwater type games. And it looks very expansive down there. Um, so yeah, there's a post on the Steam page with all the updates and everything. You guys can check it out. If you do have early access, it looks like there will be a save reset. Um, so there is that. But either way, November 14th. Look forward to it. I might actually check it out now. It looks pretty. Um, so next up we have Moonlight and Garland. I don't know if this is a game announcement, but yeah, I guess it is because they're announcing the early access October 24th, which will probably already be out by the time people are listening to this. This is here. Let me read their the elevator pitch. Where is it? A cozy open-ended life sim About finding your feet in the big city, decorate your apartment, make new friends, grow too many houseplants, and love your city life. Um, so yeah, it's city based, right? So you're in an apartment, you're not running a whole farm, but you can grow plants, you can have pets, make relationships and whatnot. The art
It's the
style
the
is
most realistic farming sim.
oh no, you're right. Yeah, yeah, Kelly can. Well, no, you're in a house now. You're not in an apartment anymore. But
No, but
yeah,
definitely, went through that also of like,
yeah,
how do
you
I
know the
keep my
feeling.
plants alive in my apartment when there's no sun?
Oh man. Oh gosh, you're super right. Boy, there's a person showing an apartment with a lot of bunnies in their apartment. That seems difficult. I don't know if I could have that many bunnies in an apartment. The art style is it's 2D pixelated, but it's not Stardew-esque. It's a little more cutesy than that. Chibi. I don't know how
Hmm.
to best describe it. And all the NPCs are kind of bobbing their head at the same time to some unknown beat. It is cute looking, and it's only the early access, so I'm sure it'll grow considerably more. Um, that is again October 23rd, 24th. I'm seeing two different days. Um,
I definitely want to like follow up on it because like just looking at like the coming soon photo, it's like, why is there an iguana on the sidewalk? Can I have an iguana? And then
wait, you
there's
have an
also
iguana?
the bear man.
Wait. Let me see which you're talking about.
I'm on the
Wow.
Steam page, the early access release.
Okay. Let me see. Um, wait.
So in the coming soon photo that says like Steam early access October 24th, whatever wishlist now.
Okay. Wait, oh, I'm looking at the wrong page. That would explain it, wouldn't it? Yep, there it is.
Ah.
Okay. Yeah, oh, I was looking at the wrong page. There is a bear man. Why is there a bear man?
There's a bear man and an
Okay.
iguana. Like, do I get a
I
pet iguana? Do I get pet pigeons?
okay, I wouldn't mind an apartment full of pet iguanas. That I can do. They're pretty low key. There are pigeons, so definitely. They're hitting. Oh, are they gonna have the trash bags out on the sidewalk? Are they gonna go all in on the city life? Um. Uh. Okay. But yeah, that's coming out soon, 1.0, or no, early access, not 1.0. Yeah, okay. Oh, now I'm interested. Why is there's only one bear man, and that's like the only place
Yeah.
I saw him. So now they've got me wondering. All right, that is again Moonlight in Garland. I don't know if Garland's a city name. It's a city in Texas, I know that much. Um, but yeah, coming soon, early access. Next up. The flip side of early access, we got DLC patches, whatever you want to call it, for Sunhaven. This is the magical esque farm where you do magic. There's monsters, dragons, etc., etc. They are. It is patch 1.3, which includes new romanceable characters. Several which don't look human. One's an angel, just straight up an angel. Um, One guy's blue. Yeah, he's a moon attendant, whatever that means. Um, yeah, you have to. They will be unlockable at some points. But that's fascinating. Dating non-humans like that. They will have a couple of other romanceables coming later this year. Um, and they are, like I said, they will also have new farm structures and buildings. Oh, greenhouses, silos, chicken coops, butterfly gardens. I like that. You don't see that in farming games. I
That's
like
very
that.
unique. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's cute. I'd love a butterfly garden. Mana siphoners, chloride siphoners, those are magic things. I don't know what they're. Workshops, okay. And ticket counterfeiters. I don't know what that means, but you're counterfeiting. They're up to crimes. I like that. I want to know why you can do crimes. Tickets for what? I don't think they're concert tickets. That's fascinating. Um, but yeah, there's a whole
A
bunch of
lot of
other stuff.
stuff. There's like a
Yeah.
ghost shed kit. I want a ghost shed.
What is what does that mean? Is you keep ghosts in there?
You,
I don't.
you grow them in there, maybe?
Okay. Oh wait, they're variations because there's pumpkin and mushroom shed, so it just looks like a ghost. Oh, I see it. Yeah, it has the eyes. The windows look
Oh.
like eyes and they glow. Okay.
Oh, that makes so much more
Shed
sense.
skins.
Because I was
Yeah,
like,
it
oh,
does.
mushroom shed. That's just a shed where you grow mushrooms, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Okay.
I just took the rest of them like that.
Oh, that's the butterfly. Wow, those are big butterflies. Oh, those are fascinating buildings. Let's see. Player birthdays. There is the birthday celebration. There is a huge piñata that you can hit, so I'm already down for this. Geez, that's like a full-sized lion looking piñata. That's great. That's so all that's included in the patch. Aside from that, there will be DLC available. All six different packs: Trick or Treat, Spirit Battle, Rock and Roll, Cyber Pop, Funky Monkey, and Dreamy Ram. They contain different items, packs, outfits, items, whatever. You guys can check the Steam page for details. Uh, for yeah, there's more details out than we talked about, but yeah, that seems like a hefty patch. That seems like fun.
Yeah, there's a
Uh,
lot in this. This page goes on,
yeah, it does.
and there's even a coming soon. So,
Yeah, they're talking about future. Wow, new season, the weather. Wow. Gloomy. What's the difference between rainy and gloomy rain? I don't know, but there you go.
I think there's. I could understand that one.
All right. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Uh, see, like out here in Georgia, it's more like rain, not gloomy rain. Gloomy rain's like hurricane force rain.
No, I
That's
think
what I
gloomy
think of.
rain is like when it's kind of cold and like the sky is just dark and gray all day, and it's like
Oh,
just
yeah. Okay, I
kind of
get it.
constant. Like you can have nice rain, like you can have sunny rain. You could have like it doesn't
Yeah,
have to
I
be
do
gloomy.
enjoy sun showers. You're right.
Just
Um,
like a normal rain shower isn't always gloomy.
yeah, no, you're right. Okay. Um, yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stuff. You guys can check that out. Is that's already out? When's the release date? I didn't. They posted it October 20th. It is. Oh yeah, it's already out on Steam. Yeah, so at the time of this recording, which means by the time you guys are listening, it is definitely available. That is again Sunhaven. Oh man, I'm just looking at the picture like a big tree man monster. I might have to check this out. I like tree
Right?
monsters.
Like I'm kind of like I'm intrigued. I'm definitely very
I
intrigued.
I haven't played a Magic game in a minute. Well, I mean, well, Graveyard Keeper, notwithstanding. But it's high, fantasy magic-y. I'm down for that.
I feel
I
like
could use
this
that.
is pretty different. Yeah.
Yep. Uh, okay. Speaking of, well, I don't know, more updates. Uh, Fabledom. We have, so this is the, what I refer to as not a city builder, but a village builder, because it's medieval villagey themed. But you're helping build the whole village and run everything. It is currently in early access, and they are dropping a update for it. I'm excited for this game myself. I'm gonna wait for the 1.0, but I love the art style. It's cutesy and goofy, and they are dropping all sorts of things in this update, including an encounter with a misunderstood Cyclops who's very cute. His eye is just a dot. His name is Eric One Eye. There will be a witch's hut, a red hooded girl, who's looking for her grandma's house. That's suspicious. I don't trust that at all. Oh, no, I don't like that. Emissary gnomes. Wait, emissaries from where? And then a fawn with a really big nose and mustache. Oh, I like this guy. Um, there's and a few more. Oh, those are fun characters that they're adding. I love the art style, and it looks really fun on these mythical, magical, whatever you want to call them, Cyclops and Fawn
No,
gnomes. They're
yeah,
fun looking
they look so
characters.
cute. It looks very
Yeah,
adorable.
yep. There are, oh gosh, 50 new world events and 30 new objectives. I don't know what that means, but those are big numbers. Oh, there's a magic bean. There's monthly and yearly objectives. Wait, positive and negative events. Oh, they're wild. Okay, I'm down for that. They have, let's see, new buildings, a laborer guild. Oh, so you can hire better laborers. That's fun. A bank. Um, oh, you can tax your villagers at different rates. Oh, that's awesome. A grand theater. Oh, that's a nice looking theater. Fisherman's hut to fish up stuff. All sorts of quality of life stuff, and well, there's a lot of graphs in this game and things like that. I'm down for that. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff coming. Like I said, I'm probably gonna wait for 1.0 myself, but I'm glad that it's coming along nicely. Um, yeah,
is there
that is
any
again Fabledom.
is there any
Go.
release date or is it just
It is live. That update is already live as of time of this recording. Um, so yeah, if anyone is playing the or the early access, first of all, somebody tell me if they are, because I want to know about it. And it is out already. Um, yeah. All right. Good. Oh man, I'm excited for Fabledom. It's so goofy looking, and
is there like an
the
overall release date or no? Just
I don't think we have a target. Let me check the internet. Fable state. Do we have it? Uh, not that I'm seeing, no. After a quick glance. Yeah, so probably still a hot minute, probably sometime in 2024, I'd hope, but it's not dead yet, so I'll take that.
there you go.
Let's see. Next up, we have Moonstone Island. We have DLC for that. This is which one's this one? Okay. All right. We have DLC incoming. Do we have a date? Um, Came on the 19th. Let me get to the details. Yeah, it's the Halloween update, right? That's the key
I
thing
think so
here.
because it's for Halloween.
We've got just a whole bunch of spoopy decors per their website: gravestones, skeletons, a big old pumpkin house, um, cobwebs, 5 types of cobwebs. Wow. Oh, a rug that's just the tongue. That's clever. I like that. Uh. So yeah. There. Okay.
I'm sorry, it's
Okay.
actually not out yet. It's
There
not
are
out, which I'm
some
kind of surprised
so
by.
some of this stuff is DLC, which I'm assuming means purchasable separately, but there will be stuff included for free in the update, some of the skeletons and things like that. Spirits for free. I don't know what spirits are in the context of this game, but they're coming some out. Oh wow, I didn't check. This game's got some good reviews. Um, I'll have to check that out. Oh wow, wait. Oh gosh, I forgot about. I'm remembering the game. There's you can fight like robots with a card battling system. They are.
These are really cute looking things, these
Yeah. Oh
creatures.
man. Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
like, I really
This
like the
this whole
style
episode's
of
just
it,
me
yeah.
getting excited about games I forgot to get excited about. As if I didn't have enough already. There are really cute characters. There's a fishbowl with legs. Um, I like that. And then at the end they just have a picture of a cat with like a sun hood. I don't know, but it's a very cute cat. That is Moonstone Island. That is
It is a very
already out,
cute
I
cat.
believe. I Do we have a date for that?
The game is out. It says NA for the DLC.
Okay, thank you. Well, it says Wow says it's October 27th. I couldn't find that myself. Oh wait, yeah, there it is. Yeah, October 27th. It's only $4 for the paid content. So, oh, okay, that's actually not bad at all. And 10% off the first week. So there's 40 cents. Um, yeah. Okay. Oh, so new spirits must be your little monster buddies. That's what it
There you
means.
go.
I'm excited. One looks like an apple with a worm through it. They're just showing silhouettes. I'm just guessing. Um, and yeah, I don't know. Oh, I might check this out now. It's a very cute game. Moonstone Island. Let's see. Next up, we have. Oh, this is an interesting one because, boy, I never thought we'd see this. This is Lonesome Village, a game that I uh notoriously advocate because the developers are from Mexico. It's got the cute coyotes. You solve puzzles in a tower. They're coming out with the physical edition. Pre-orders are live. You can check the show notes for the link. It is not from Limited Run Games, actually. A site called Premium Edition Games. $40 for your physical edition, which includes all sorts of goodies, including wow, a full color manual. Oh, that's exciting. Wow, a dog tag.
Dude, the indie games always put so much into like what you
Yeah, they
get
do.
from.
Oh man, a manual. That's exciting. Um,
I love a
yeah,
manual. A full color manual too. That's so
it's great.
nice.
Yeah, I covered this game with Johnny. It was last year, year before. I don't remember. It's it's a fun little game with lots of puzzles and just very, very cute. Little Animal Crossing-esque villagers.
It looks
Yeah,
really cute. The art style kind of reminds me of like Cult of the Lamb, but without the like
well,
paper feel.
it's actually funny because in the quote unquote story of the game, so it's called Lonesome Village because there's a village and everyone's kind of been turned to stone or disappeared. And the villains or the
Okay.
people who did it very much look like Cult of
Oh,
the Lamb.
oh, it's a
Yeah,
cult. It's a cult. What is happening
it
here?
came out around the time Cult of the
I'm
Lamb.
watching the trailer. Oh
It
my
looks a
god.
lot like Cult of the Lamb, the cult from Cult of the Lamb. I think we made the joke in the episode. It came out around the same time too.
That's
Um,
so funny because I was thinking it kind of like reminds me of the way they do the animals, like the style
yep,
of
yep,
the
exactly.
animals.
Yep.
But now that I'm watching this trailer, it's like literally
It's cult. It's a lot like Cult of the Lamb. Cult.
that's so funny. Oh, I gotta play this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have to check it out again. I still have it. It's been a while. I'm sure they patched it up and done some stuff because it had a few rough edges back then. But I'm curious. I might do another look at it at some point. Because yeah, props to but again, Mexican dev team, so gotta shout them out. Ogre Pixel, that's the name. But yeah,
What a cute name.
yeah, it is a cute little logo of an ogre, pixelated ogre. And again, this is the physical edition release. $40 for the premium edition, which seems to be their only version, but includes all sorts of goodies. When do pre-orders end? I don't know if I see that. But the pre-orders are available now, so you can check out the site and get it. All right. Next up, we have not Garden Galaxy, as per put out here on the notes. That's a different game that I was going to cover almost. Garden Story. That's the one with the playable grape that looks a lot like Stardew Valley. A lot like Stardew Valley. Um, it has it's very cute though, the grape that's playable. It is an update that has 11 new languages. Wow, that is a lot of languages. I don't know which ones they are. I just see it's out on Steam and Switch already, this update. Um Very cool. Yeah, I actually don't know what language. I don't see the details, but that's a big number. Good for them. Always props for making it more available for more people and whatnot.
Yeah, that's always awesome. It
Yep.
really does look like Stardew though. It's
It
cute though.
it is. The grape is very cute. But yeah. Next up, a new game announcement for as far as I can tell. This is called Fantastic Haven, which actually I find really intriguing. It's the here, let me read the elevator pitch. Restore the equilibrium of magic by saving endangered fantasy creatures. Build your shelter to welcome and protect them. Explore unique regions. Rally neighboring populations to your cause and rehabilitate creatures in their natural environment. So, this is yeah, zookeeper-esque type game, but they're all magical creatures. So you're building big pens that look like circular homes more. You alter the land and it's full 3D graphics. I think the actual designs of the creatures are actually quite nice. I like animals and critters and s- keeping them and whatnot, so I'm already pretty interested. Especially with this spin of like they're all magical creatures. I don't see any regular animals in here. I see like a griffin.
No, I've only seen like yeah, griffins and some weird frog with like horns and
Yep.
stuff.
Oh, it's a bullfrog. Do you get
Yes,
it?
yes, yes.
The trailer shows a lot more. It looks like you're even busting some out of like cages and like those carnival cages with the wheels, the cars. Um, so that looks very fun. Yeah, like I said, a lot of menus, probably very Zookeeper Tycoon-esque, but with the heavy magical fantasy paint over it. So that is right now the only release date planned is for Q2 of 2024, so it'll probably be a minute. But look forward to it. I certainly am. Those are some fun designs. Yeah. It's charming enough for me. I'm definitely interested. Um, and then lastly, okay, this one I want to talk about in depth a little more because this one's affecting me personally. Well, actually, there's two. Mineko's Night Market once again got another patch. That one, great game. I probably will look at it now because it needed a few things patched, and I hopefully that it's fixed them all by this point. I won't get into the details because I don't remember them. But the other one I want to talk about because we just talked about it last week is Paleo Pines. We just
Which
got.
I still have to play, but I
Yep.
have not yet.
Okay. So, uh, 1.2.10 whatever it's out on Switch, so it's out on the Steam version or whatever. So there's a lot of quality of life stuff. You can change how quickly time passes in the game. Um oh gosh. So one of the after I recorded last week with Spencer and we talked and played, I was getting a lot of crashes. They had released a patch
Mm,
previously to fix some of that. They said it was like a memory issue. But they
okay.
were still experiencing it. I felt like the more farther in I got in the game, the more I was getting crashes. They addressed some of that. The game is still not free of crashes because probably within an hour after downloading the update, the game crashed on me again.
Oh,
Um,
God.
but it is better in general. Um, so they're definitely aware and working on it. It's probably top of their list. Um, there is also there's a whole list, and you could check the show notes for that. I'm trying to look at which ones that are stand out to me. Oh, there's a cooking pot, but it was weird because it was at some other guy's house. You had to go all the way to this other guy's house to cook stuff. But now you can buy one for your own ranch, so that's great. Oh, here's a fun one. So you can ride your dinosaurs because of course you can. But the thing was, whenever you got off of them, they would just run away from you at max speed. It was
Oh,
wild.
no.
You could like try to stop them, but clearly not intended. They have addressed that, and this definitely was an update needed, and it works. They will no longer run away from you when you get off of them. Um,
I feel like it's like okay, nice. I can get to the place I'm going to, but once
yes.
you're there, you're stuck there now.
Well, luckily, I think it was only in the ranch, like your home base, when it happened. They wouldn't leave you when you're out in the wild. Oh my god, that would be the worst.
Oh, okay, okay. I was picturing like you, yeah, like you in the middle of like some field or something.
Yeah, but it's still a pain because your character's a lot slower than the dinosaur. So yeah, it's just a pain having to go across the ranch to find them. I mean, it's a pretty big ranch too. There's all sorts. Oh, forest log. So there was a resource called forest wood that was needed for a lot of things. It was pretty rare. They increased the respawn on that. That's great. Um, they did some UI improvements, which were nice. Lots of other things. There was a storage glitch Spencer talked about. Think they fixed that. Um, yeah, just sort of lots of little things, but it's great because there were lots of little things that needed fixing. Like I said, still not 100%. Yeah, yeah. There is where is it? Do they not have it? So there is. I read there is one glitch that they haven't addressed yet. Um, they know it's an issue, but for some reason, at some point, and it's happened to me, your game will reset to the first day of the game because there's, calendar like most farming games and whatnot. Like you'll keep all your stuff, but somehow the calendar will just have reset to the very first game or very first day of the year, which is wild. Um, Luckily I was able to get around that. If you encounter it, you can just reload an old save and it's fine. But that was the wild glitch to see. But yeah, that was. I'm glad that came out because that addressed a lot of the little nitpicks Spencer and I had with the game. And I'm sure they're still working hard on that. So good for you, Paleo Pines. That update again is out already for Switch and probably the other versions, whatever versions it's on. All right. So that was yeah, a hearty helping of news and things, but let's now we're done with that. Let's talk about Graveyard Keeper. Yeah. What's the tagline? The most inaccurate medieval simulator, isn't that it?
Something like that. I know inaccurate is involved. Where is it?
Yeah, hold on, let me look at it. The most inaccurate cemetery simulation game? Okay. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Um, okay.
Oh, the most inaccurate medieval, sim of cemetery sim of the year.
Yeah. So again, this game's been out for years at this point. Original
They
covered it
had
years
their
ago.
5-year anniversary actually in August.
Ah, there you go. That's cute. Um, there's a bunch of DLC. I bought the version with all the DLC. I don't know what the base game has or does not have. I've only played it
Oh,
for
did you?
an
Okay.
afternoon or two. I don't think I've reached any of the DLC portions yet, probably. Um,
I'm trying to remember. I know the DLC.
they're all parody names. There's
Yes,
Stranger
because there's Better
Sins.
Save Soul.
There's Breaking
I did look into
something.
getting them, but I didn't. I didn't because I think it was like
Game of Thrones.
I feel like there's so much going on in this game already.
There is. There's a lot
That
going
I
on.
was very happy to not have the added
Yeah.
things that like go along with the Better Save Soul one. I heard that gets pretty tedious.
Better Save Soul. Oh, that's good. I don't think that one's out on Switch. Is it? I don't know if that one's out on Switch.
Oh, are you playing on Switch?
Yes,
I am not gonna lie, I have not. I've been so bad at playing my Switch this year.
that's fun. I mean, Mario Wonder is on the Switch. But I mean that's fine. Like I know that the Switch port get lack for good reason. And there's a Switch tax for sure, so I don't blame you. But hey, at least we can compare notes on that. If you played on Steam, I would guess.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, Better Save Soul. Yeah, they're really cool. Yeah, I don't think I saw that one on the Switch. Um, but okay. So let's the elevator pitch. Uh, okay. First of all, I didn't expect it. This game's an isekai. um, that I didn't expect at all. So for people unfamiliar with isekai, that is a genre of anime primarily, where a character wakes up in a simulated, often fantasy type world, Sword Art Online and other ones. It's a whole trope now.
I was gonna say it breaks the inherited your grandpa's
Yeah,
farm trope though.
yeah. You're just the guy who gets hit by a car because he's looking at his phone. Don't look at your phone when crossing the streets in the dark and the rain, people. That's not recommended. And he
Poor
wakes,
dude's just trying to get back to his girlfriend or whatever.
yeah, his love, as he says, and he wakes up in a graveyard area, and there's a talking skull that talks to you, and he says, "Hey, welcome. You're the graveyard keeper, I guess." More or less. And sure enough, you're put in charge of this graveyard in this little medieval village area. And you're trying to figure out how to get back home while managing the graveyard and all the stuff people are asking you. Because of course people are going to ask you to do everything around here.
I
Uh,
mean, what would a game be without
right,
everybody asking you to do all these things?
right. Um, so okay, Kelly, you beat the game, correct? What are your overall impressions before we get into the meat of it?
I really liked the game. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of stuff to do. Like it can get a bit overwhelming, but I
Boy,
think,
does it.
it definitely involves, looking things up online.
uh,
But I will say there is an issue with how intuitive it is.
yep, yep,
I think I could have been further along in my gameplay if I understood some of the mechanics
yep. Okay, so yeah, so
a lot better.
mm-hmm.
And I will say on that note, it was not always easy to find the answers on the internet.
Oh yeah, the double
So
whammy.
that
Oh
made it
yeah.
even worse. And sometimes if you did find an answer, it was from like 2018, so something got patched
Yep, it's
or
wild.
didn't work like that anymore. So that was my biggest issue. Did it stop me from putting in, 90 hours, I think, or whatever, into the game? No. But there were definitely moments where I was frustrated. Or, like, again, just like I was playing the game, I was enjoying myself, but I could have been further along than what I was.
Yeah. Okay.
And not even in like a
Mhm.
micromanagey, like, whatever
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
way.
Yeah,
Like
for
in like
sure.
a,
They're
it
just
would have made more sense.
yeah, absolutely. So for comparison, I got the game Thursday, I think. Today? It's like Saturday, so 2 days ago. Um,
Hmm.
so I've only played for and Mario Wonder, so I didn't play as much yesterday. So I played the game for an afternoon and then some. I like the game a lot. Um, it is almost Minecrafty in how open it is and crafting and everything.
Hmm.
Um, but I fully agree. Like that's my biggest criticism. There's a lot that is not intuitive, or
And you
explained
haven't
well.
even gotten or opened a lot of the, different aspects of the game yet at
Yep,
this point, I'm sure.
yep, yep. I'm
Because it
sure.
really expands. It expands a lot.
That scares me, but I can imagine. I mean, I see the tree
There is a
skill
lot to
tree.
do.
So
There is so much to do.
jeez, I can like. So there's a skill tree in this game, right? You have to get points to unlock your skills, and you can see how far it
Hmm.
goes. And yes, I can see there's a lot to unlock and do and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I think the skill tree is probably where I can direct my first criticism because there's three types of points, whatever you want to call them. There's red, green, and blue, and you need different amounts of each for unlocking each new skill, which lets you craft new things or do new things, whatnot. Um, the red and green weren't hard to get, but the blue was killing me because I hit a point where I had like one blue point overall and couldn't figure out
You
how to
run
get
out of
more.
them.
Yeah,
There's a certain point where the game just stops you from getting more for a bit.
really. Wow.
Not like stops you. There's definitely um like
Uh,
a roadblock.
yeah. Okay.
I would say I struggled with that for so long.
Oh my gosh.
And then of course at a certain point it's like, oh, now actually you're out of red, or now you're out of like green or whatever, and it's like, oh, something that I had so much of, like.
Yep.
So I think one of them is done from like manual labor.
Yep. Your
Red, I
manufacturing
think.
and things. Yeah, red.
Yeah. So at a certain point, you get helper zombies that
Okay.
you can assign to do things. So you're no longer getting the red from like those
Oh,
things
you
that you
don't
would be
get red
getting
from
red from.
them. Oh.
So it definitely makes you like have to stop and think and watch everything.
Yep. Absolutely. It's a very resource managey heavy game, and that includes
Hmm.
your skill points or whatever you want to call them. That's fascinating. Like, I can see the blue are going to be very scarce.
But I
Mm-hmm.
think it's interesting because it does. Sorry, I was gonna say it does impact. I feel like what you're trying to do in that day, because
Right.
if you're trying to get blue points.
Yeah, exactly. Um, one of the nicest things about the game, there's no real pressure. There's no seasons or years or
Oh
whatever.
yes,
There's a week. So like, is it 6, 7 days? I don't remember how many days, but that's the worst that
it's
you have to
7 days.
wait. Yep. Which go by
Which, and
quickly.
I really liked the fact that there was no pressure on
Yep.
the seasons or when you finished the game even or anything like that.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I also liked the each day is a different person.
Yep.
You have to make sure that you're getting the things you need to have done before that day so you can go and deal with that person.
Yep.
Because there's definitely some weeks where if you miss that person, you are screwed.
Yep. You just gotta wait until
Yep.
that point.
And there is something later on in the game, when things have slowed down in certain areas and you're just like waiting for that one day where you can fast forward.
Oh, yeah, sure. That makes sense. Yeah, you can fast forward at any point. You just go to sleep and help you fast forward a
Yes,
bit.
but I do actually want to say on that point, I think this is very interesting because there's no pause button.
Yeah, yeah. Even if you're in your menus, time goes on. It's wild.
There's no space. Yeah, you have to literally like go to the exit screen or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the main menu page. There's a
Yep.
certain page that stops time, but the rest of them don't.
Yep. So if you're looking through your notes, you know, hemming and
Hmm.
hawing at a menu, thinking about where you want to spend your points. That happened to me just today when I was playing. Because I finally got some blue points today, and so I was just like agonizing over where I wanted to spend them. And when I got out of the menu, oh, it's evening already. Cool, the whole day's gone. Um, but
Yep.
the kind of, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was their intent or not, but the way to combat that, it's very easy to re-roll your save. Like there's no auto
Oh,
save. It
yes.
just saves when you wake up. So
Yes.
most of the time you can say you pretty much
I
have a
would just quit
save
the game.
at the start of the date or start of the day,
Hmm.
excuse me, and you can just reload to that and have a plan or save yourself some time and whatnot, which is really nice.
Oh, yeah. No, there was many times where I would either just, you would see like the NPC walking away from their
Oh
post,
my gosh.
and I would have to go and reset the game and then
Yep. Oh my
do the
gosh.
day over and
That
make
ha-
sure I got there early enough.
that happened to me twice already when I go down and Snake is running away and like, no, I need
Oh,
to
God.
talk
He's
to you,
so annoying.
Snake.
He's so annoying.
He is.
For the skill points, though, I think it's like kind of fun.
It is.
Like, there's some weird ones you can choose from.
Yeah. Overall, I'm a big fan of the skill trees.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can very much pick and choose if you want to focus on certain areas and whatnot. Obviously, like to get green points, that's the farming stuff. So you do want to invest in some of that stuff. But like early on, you can really get through a lot of the wood and metalworking stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
again, with almost no pressure on when to do it, it's very open and you're very free to pick and choose as you want. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the limitations of how many skill points you actually have, notwithstanding. I think it is a clever system. Um, and because you get to see what's coming ahead, that helps you plan that too. I really like that.
Yes, definitely.
Um,
There was definitely some
mhm.
areas in the skill tree, though, where I did not understand what. Like, if you unlocked something, I didn't understand how to access it afterwards, which then led to me, diving down a rabbit hole trying to figure it out.
Yeah, sometimes that's a little unclear. Most of the time, when you look at the skill tree thing, it says, okay, you can craft at this bench or that bench or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
no, it
some are
definitely
not
is
very
pretty
clear.
good.
Yeah, some aren't
It's
super clear.
pretty good.
Yeah. But no, I do agree.
Can we talk about the main premise of the game, which I think is the most weird and fun part?
Yeah,
Is,
that it's
collecting your corpses?
yeah, the differentiator, the graveyard itself. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because you are quite literally the graveyard keeper. So you get a annoyed little donkey that delivers corpses to you.
Comrade Donkey.
And
He's from a
and
leftist
oh my god, there
stable.
was so many times where I would hear that bell and just be so far away from home and just go running because it's like the second you hear that bell, that corpse starts, deteriorating.
Yep. Yeah, that's an interesting aspect that the corpses deteriorate and it affects a lot of things. And yeah, they're
Yeah.
kind of delivered just at random times. It feels like I didn't
Yes.
detect any pattern. Um,
No, they can definitely be whenever. And they can pile up too.
oh my gosh, I don't think I've had that happen yet, but I could see that happening. Oh boy.
Yeah, no, they can definitely pile up. Um, I mean, this game goes in depth. Like, I have freezers for bodies,
Oh nice.
so it's like you are literally treating it like a morgue. Like, but I think one of the most fun parts is removing the organs, but also the most hard to understand initially.
Right. So yeah, let's talk about that because as very early on, you're introduced that you have options to do with a corpse. One, you can bury them in your graveyard. It has a prettiness rating, how you decorate it, while you bury them and whatnot. You can even just throw it in the river or cremate them, or you can take them into your morgue and do a little dissection. See what you can poke around and find in there. Pull out a skull, some blood, bit of flesh. Um, it's uh, it's fascinating that they give you this option. I haven't gotten too in depth with the body
So
parts. There's a
I'll
lot.
I'll explain it. It's a lot. Basically, your corpse. So when you bury a corpse, you want it to be as high rated as possible because it impacts your cemetery's overall like beauty rating, which is a whole different aspect, and that's a big part of the game because it kind of roadblocks you if you don't keep up with it. But so you want to make sure you're removing. If you remove certain organs, it makes your corpse's rating go up. But if you remove other organs, it decreases it, and they don't really tell you at first. You have to unlock skills on the skill tree
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they tell you like
that
there's
tell you.
bad organs, but you can't tell which ones until
Yes.
you'll get that
Yes.
later.
And so you can remove organs and you can also try to put the organ back.
Oh, you can put
And
it
you can
back in?
botch.
That's wild.
Yes, you can botch the surgery too, or the operation, I guess, if you're dead already. That would be a better word for it. But the thing is, you want to collect these body parts because you're going to use them in the alchemy section of the game. So you kind of have to really pick and choose because like there's certain items that you need, like you can only get one skull from a body, obviously,
Right.
but skulls would like decrease the rating or something, but then you still need the skull. So then you have to decide, okay, this is a bad body. I'm going to cremate it, so I'll take everything out of this body. But if I'm going to bury this body, I'm only going to take these organs out of the body. So it's like a juggling act. And then also at a certain, like, you had to bury everything or throw them in the river because you don't have the cremation station unlocked. So it's definitely a juggling game. I buried a lot of bodies that I later dug up, and then cremated.
You can dig them up again. That's wild. You have to get like a or
Dude,
exhumation
there's
ticket.
so much. Yeah, and you can embalm them. You can embalm them. You can turn them into zombies. You can put multiple organs in them to make them better, so that when they become a zombie, they're a better zombie.
That's wild. The quality of your
It's
zombies. That's
there's
great.
so much going on. It's very interesting. I think there's so many aspects to this game. Like just a lot to learn.
Yeah.
But it's fun. You get to make corpses, then you get to dissect them, and then you get to maybe make zombies.
Yep. That's I still haven't hit a lot of that. I've zombies have been touched
You
on
weren't.
briefly, but
It's gonna take a bit for
yeah.
you to reach that. Just, it's like there's stories and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Actually, yeah, let's go off that because that's the skill tree is like probably the most obvious progression blocker or roadblocks type things.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also character quests. There's a handful of characters with missions and quests and things like that. And a lot sometimes valuable information or even certain skills are behind those quests. So you kind of have to still
Mm-hmm.
keep an eye on them. It's hard because a lot of times at first you don't know how to get that thing or whatever. Um, but you still have to give it some attention. Um,
Yeah, no, it definitely it gets very like, okay, I have to make sure I'm doing this thing this specific day when this person's out.
yep. The astrologer is probably like the first one people will see. He comes out
Oh
on.
God.
Oh, the days don't have names. They just have pictures. Like the astrologer's like on a moon day. Um,
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
The astrologer pissed me off so many times. Just, I think mostly because I didn't have enough blue points for him.
yeah, yeah. That's a challenge with a lot of big characters like that. I always feel like a lot of times I feel like I'm just trying to scrape at the one thing I feel
Yeah,
like I can do, and then eventually it'll stumble my way into being able to progress with other people. Um,
yeah,
it
definitely.
can be a bit of a slow burn. But
I
at
feel
least
like that once you kind of get into the swing of it, it gets a little better.
yeah, sure, that makes sense. And as you get farther and unlock more stuff, it snowballs. But I will say that at least I find it enjoyable to play the game, right? Like moving around, collecting the things. It all feels. It doesn't feel bad to me. Um,
Oh, no, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I like this
yeah,
game very
yeah,
much.
no,
Like,
no. I'm just saying, like, because even though it's a slow
there's
burn,
definitely issues
yeah,
or like weird things about it.
yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, even if I know I'm gonna take a minute because I'm trying to gather a lot of wood or stone or whatever to try to
Mm-hmm.
clear one specific thing, I still have fun with it. It's all enjoyable. The presentation's fun. It's 2D, very Stardew like pixely, but again, a medieval theme, and there's every now and then there's some humor to it, like the talking skull or the talking donkey. Um,
I think actually there's like it's a lot of weird humor.
yeah,
There's a lot of jokes.
yep,
Like corny but like
yeah,
kind of funny.
yep. Um, and
Um,
then there's also witch
have
burning.
you? Yes, there is witch burning, which don't skip out on
I
because it is definitely a lucrative part of your career.
oh goodness, I haven't dove into that too much,
I
but it does feel like you kind of have to do a little bit of everything to really get ahead. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you really can't skip out. I think the only thing that I really put the least amount of time into was combat, which is shocking because I typically love
Yeah,
like dungeons and combat
yeah.
and all that stuff. I really wasn't a fan of it in this game.
I mean, yeah. Well, first, I mean, I haven't seen that many enemies. I've seen some bats and some
No.
slimes.
Okay, the bats and stuff are fine. I'm sorry. I should specify. I didn't like the dungeons.
Okay, there's dungeons. I haven't encountered dungeon yet.
It's like very quest specific.
Okay.
Um it's just I don't know. They weren't great. They were fine.
Okay, well that's interesting. I haven't encountered them yet, but I mean the combat's just basically Stardew combat.
Yes, yeah. I think you can get. It's like the way they handle time with it. I didn't like it, and you
Mm,
kind of get stuck in them.
huh. That's fascinating. I'm curious to see what that's gonna look like. But yeah, I haven't hit it yet. So
No, that's later on. Sorry.
uh, let's see. I'm trying to think here. The
I think they handle the overall like pacing of it
uh-huh.
pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, yes, there's things that I did not understand at first, so I might have missed them. But like overall, I think the pacing of like unlocking characters and quests and all that stuff was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Um,
Um,
there is one. I agree with that. Yeah. The At times there, I feel I always have something to work on. Sometimes I feel maybe a
mhm.
little lost, or like I said, I had to look up how to get some more blue points because I was just really, really at it, pulling my hair out because I could not
Oh
get blue
yeah, no,
points. And
it's a constant struggle
and
for a while.
science, they didn't explain science how to get science at all. So there's like a thing called a study table, and you can research items for different reasons and whatnot. You can get blue points from that. But you need something called science points, and I didn't know. It's pretty easy to get them, just study paper. But that wasn't clear at first. That's definitely one of the
hmm
areas where they could have used some clarity or direction on that. Uh,
We haven't talked about the farming actually
exactly.
yet
That's
either.
exactly what I was about to bring up. The farming. It's pretty easy. You don't even have to water them. You just plant and set and forget. It's great.
Wait, no, you gotta water them. What are you talking about? I
You
watered my
do?
plants.
Uh-oh. I
Yeah.
haven't watered my plants. Wait,
Wait a second.
how do you water them?
And now I gotta go look. I don't remember. I
Because
swear.
you can put fertilizer,
Yeah.
and I put the fertilizer, and I put like the carrot seeds, and I mean there's a well nearby, and I can get
Yeah,
water in
you
the
have
well, but
to
I could. How do
replenish
you
your
do?
water there.
How? Wait, I have to look into that. Then I don't know
I
how
don't
I'm
know.
getting it.
I'm going to my garden now. I haven't played this game since February.
Okay, my carrots are still growing. I don't water them; they still grow. And it rains, so I assumed I would have to water them because rain saves you that work. But
Do you not have to water them? I swear to. What did you use the water for? I used water.
you use water in all sorts of recipes and things like that. But I could not at least figure out how to water the plants. Um, oh, this is fascinating. Let's
Let's
see here.
see.
Oh, internet says no.
Okay, I guess maybe I was thinking about the fertilizer because I was like thinking there is a well.
There is a well, and you get water from it to do stuff, and it's right next to your garden, so I
Yeah.
would have assumed you have to water it, but there's no
No,
watering
that
can, and I
I'm not
couldn't.
seeing anything to let me water it now either. So I just made
Huh.
that up. I'm watching my little zombies do their yard work.
That's fascinating. Well, but yeah, it's interesting though because it's yeah, for as far as I encountered, it's set and forget.
Yep.
And you can do all your usual lots of different crops and use it to cook and whatnot. Um, it
I
it
like
it's
the
mhm.
like getting better seeds. Like, there's quality to your
Yes,
produce.
there is quality to your crops, and like some people ask for certain quality stuff, so it does matter. So,
And it
um,
definitely updates the meals you make and like the quality of that.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Oh, that reminds me, we didn't mention at all. There's a stamina system, which is why cooking matters.
Oh, yes. Because
You
you can
have
actually stay up all night and it doesn't really start to affect you for a day or two.
oh, it will affect you because I haven't stayed up that long.
Eventually, it'll be like you're sleepy and you'll start taking
Okay,
hit
huh?
points.
That's fascinating. I
And you
didn't
can
know
eat
that. I
food
like that.
to like stay alive, but it's
Yeah,
clearly, affecting you.
yeah. Yeah, but overall, I mean, again, no very low pressure. There is no 2 a.m. You fall just
Yeah.
unconscious.
Because there's
You
also
can
no
just stay.
time. It's like day and night.
Yeah, there's like the day night sun moon pictures that are kind of rotating that sort of clock. But there's no specific hours and things like that. People like the villagers do have a schedule. They'll at night they'll be asleep
Oh,
and day they'll
definitely.
be at their
Yeah.
spots. So there's you just don't see it. There is some sort of clock, but it's pretty lenient. It's not like you
Yeah,
have
there's
to
like time
worry
of
about.
day and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. And
But,
what's nice is the sleeping. You can sleep for as long as you want. You can sleep until your bar fills up or wake up before then.
yeah, sometimes I
So
would
all
just
that,
go to sleep to save.
yeah, you can just do that too. Just wake up immediately just to save. Um, because again, that's the only save point. But but yeah, overall, it is nice how you can manage that day-night cycle. Again, very low pressure, very open in how you want to approach it. And again, that stamina system, that's how you refill your stamina, at almost no cost. You can eat food and potions and things like that, but those require resources and maybe takes a minute to get there. But the stamina used for pretty much everything, gathering something, cutting down a tree, crafting something, yeah, even fishing. Oh, fishing. I gotta complain about the fishing. This might be specific to the Switch version, but I could not figure out how to fish. Like, there's
The
no
fishing is
clear
weird.
explanation.
I remember it being kind of odd. I didn't do a lot of fishing,
Yeah,
which I
I'm
also
trying to do
typically
it.
love fishing game
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I do too. And I'm like, a few people are asking me to get some fish for them, so I'm trying to work on that. And there's two things. Okay, first of all, it's both Animal Crossing and Stardew. You have to wait for the little fishing bob to move to reel it in, and then you get the Stardew mini game where you have to keep the bar on the fish and all that. The kicker for me isn't even the Stardew part. It's the timing to pull it in is really weird and narrow.
It is. It's very strange.
I looked online. There's a tip that you should actually look at your character's arm. Like you can kind of see it change pace, and that's the best way to help tell. And I did that. It
Okay.
was actually the first time I reeled in a fish, which was wild. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that's probably the most unforgiving thing in the whole game. Um,
Yeah, and there's like a bait system and like all that stuff. Like it's
oh
weather
yes, yeah, you can
affected.
get rods and different baits and things. But thankfully, as Kelly said, it doesn't seem to be super critical. Um, you obviously can make dishes and stuff out of it, but
I
there's
would
no
say it's
big
good for early game
skill tree.
dishes
Uh-huh.
and the quests that you have.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I definitely
But
did
there's no
fishing
skill
throughout.
tree,
No, yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know. Yeah, and there's only a few certain fishing points. That's another big thing. You have to go to specific docks to fish. Um but yeah, that one was a bit of a bummer because like you, I enjoy fishing mini games and whatnot, but I guess you can't win them all. But that's okay. Everything else, I'm enjoying the mining, the tree chopping, the crafting, all that. One thing I do find of fun is when you build stations to craft and whatnot. You have limited space. They show you like a grid and where you can put
Oh my god.
certain your workbenches and crafting stations and whatnot. And at least so far for me, I haven't like I can see it getting crowded, but you can expand it, and it's another basically just a management aspect of it. I kind of
Um,
like it. I think it's neat, but I don't know. Later on, maybe it becomes a problem.
you can expand it, but there for the most part you have to destroy things if you want to move them.
Yeah, that's the only part that sucks. You can't move them. That is really
and
unfortunate.
which I don't like at all. And then what was it? I'm trying to think. Oh, you're kind of so it's like you're like some of the shapes of the areas that you're allowed to put things in are weird sizes that don't really match.
Yeah, the graveyard's a big one because you can only uh, like the graveyard's like 3 by 3
Yes,
squares,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
the graveyard plots aren't divisible by 3, so you have extra spaces in between them.
Don't worry,
Um,
you're gonna need that.
I'm sure I will. There's yeah, but I mean that's just an example. Like yeah, some of the it is a little almost Tetris like to see how you can best make use of all your space.
Yeah, no, there was just like a few points. Like it's mostly fine, but there was definitely a few points where I was like just annoyed that I was losing the resources and wasting my time and stuff didn't fit quite right. But I think overall I got it pretty good now.
Yeah,
It took
I.
some
Mhm.
moving back and forth.
Yeah, I'm still early on, so I'm sure that my opinion might change as I start to struggle for space and stuff. But it's interesting how they approached it at the very
Oh yeah,
least.
no, I like that. Like there's a yard. You have a yard that you want to keep everything in for the most part.
Yeah.
You know what I
Um.
really like is that you can push resources. Do you do
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
So I would make stacks of like logs and then push them around.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fun. So when you cut down a tree, you get a log drops, and either you pick it up with your hands. You can only carry one at a time, but you can also kind of kick them around. So if you get good, you can
Oh, I
get a
would make
whole yeah.
stacks that I would like push around. Yeah.
That is fun. It's nice to see how good you can get at that. And yeah, it's and obviously like it's important because time, right? Like it saves you
Mm-hmm.
time, so you don't have to go back and forth 100 times. Um, but yeah, let's see here. I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying again. I'm still early in, so there's a lot I haven't seen. Um,
Yeah. There's a lot. Like I said, there's alchemy.
yeah,
There's a lot of
writing.
sciency
The
stuff,
church.
sciencey
We didn't talk
magical
about the
stuff.
church.
Oh right.
So on the same land as the graveyard, there's a church, and being the running the church is part of the job. So you
Yes.
have to do a sermon every week, very cult of the Lambie. And there's a whole system for writing different sermons and prayers and things like that. It's a whole skill tree tab basically. I'm still getting into the hang of it, but it's interesting because it looks like it has a lot of potential. It can boost other things. It can boost money or resource gathering and stuff like that.
Yeah. No.
And it,
It's a
hmm
lot of fun once you are able to play
yep,
around with it more. I think it takes a bit
yep,
to really get into
yep,
the
for
swing of
sure.
things. Like I screwed myself because I put bad corpses into graves.
Oh,
So
does
at
that affect
first,
your church stuff?
well, you can't preach until your church is at a certain
Oh, that part. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you have to unlock it. Yeah.
grade or whatever. So I kind of
Uh-huh.
screwed myself for a bit on that one.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, well, dang. Oh,
But yeah,
that's good to know.
you have the bishop, and then you have the mean inquisitor guy, and
Yeah, yeah. It's
you
funny.
get
No,
to
almost no
decorate your
characters have any
church.
names. Yeah. Um, yeah, your church has its own rating inside, aside from the graveyard. And like the better it is, the more people will come and the more
Hmm.
stuff you can get from them and whatnot.
And also
Um,
that plays into what spells you can use because if your church isn't up to a certain quality, you can't
hmm
use certain spells or
yeah,
rituals.
rituals,
That's what
prayers,
it is.
whatever you call them. Yeah,
Yes.
that is true. I saw that, and again, those are things you can see on the skill tree, and you have to unlock them. But yes, there are requirements to some of them, which is fascinating. Again, a whole another area of stuff you have to manage and juggle.
Hmm.
Um, but it is again, it's enjoyable. I am enjoying getting through all the stuff.
Oh, it definitely is.
Um,
Definitely, it's a lot of fun.
uh, yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Obviously, like there is some degree of a story of wanting to get home. I don't know anything about that. I've barely seen anything. Every character has their own quests. I barely scratched the surface. The most I have to say is the donkey. He started his own little communist party. So good for you, little donkey. Um, uh, but other than that, I'm I'm interested to see what this world can deliver.
It's definitely got a lot going on.
Yeah, there. Oh, the refugee camp. Oh gosh, I've barely scratched that. There's some guy who recognizes that you're not from this world, and I want to know what's up with that. But there's a whole camp that you can manage. You have to provide them with food and water and all, and build tents for them. Oh, it's a lot. Like you said, it can
Yes.
feel overwhelming, but because there's no pressure of time or year, like it hasn't really broken me yet. I'm still really enjoying it overall.
So there's one other thing that I'm now thinking about that I'm like, why is it like this?
Yeah.
What do you think of the map?
Uh, okay, do you mean the whole map, the layout, or the actual map you're using to see the area?
No, the actual map that you open.
Okay. It would be nice if it showed you where you are.
Right? Why doesn't it show you that?
That's the only problem. It's just a map, like it shows the area, but it doesn't show. It shows where some shops and things are, but it doesn't show you where you are.
You
Now,
have to guess.
to be fair, some of the landmarks line up pretty okay. I haven't had trouble with it, but it is just weird. It would,
Sometimes. It's just like,
and when you
why
open
doesn't
your
this
map,
follow me?
at the very least, it would be nice if when you open it up, it's like where you are, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you open it up and it's just showing a whole different area that you last looked at, and
Yeah,
that's kind
exactly.
of bother to orient yourself. It would be very nice if they changed that to at least show the icon where you are. Um, yeah, yeah, that is an odd choice. But
Little weird.
let's see, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that you want to talk about or cover? Because I can't.
I think that like covers the basics of it pretty
Yeah,
solidly.
yeah,
Cause like I don't want to spoil everything. I know the game's been
yeah.
out for a while, but you know.
Sure, sure. That makes sense. I'm I will say I'm enjoying it very much. I'm gonna keep playing this and I can't wait to talk to Kelly more about it. But it's definitely a big two thumbs up from me and an easy recommendation to anyone who enjoys Stardew
Mm-hmm.
or those types of games.
I think I ended up playing it because I was like, I want to play Stardew again, but I don't want to play Stardew again.
And this definitely scratches that itch because it's even like from the aesthetic, it feels Stardew like, but
Mm-hmm.
the whole graveyard aspect, of running the graveyard, the kind of macabre, how do you say that word, macabre look of and feel of dismembering corpses and things like that, because it's not afraid to lean into weird stuff like that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you can sell human meat to to the
Oh yes,
tavern.
yes. I definitely did that.
Yeah, yeah, it looks like I said, I think you're gonna kinda have to do a little bit of everything to really get far in the game. So,
It's
you
definitely
know,
like that one was more limited. That was like definitely early game, and you
yeah.
know, once I had money, I was like, okay, I don't have to sell a human meat.
But yeah, so stuff like that, it definitely differentiates itself from Stardew very easily.
Yes,
Um,
definitely. Like again, I think I got it to scratch a Stardew itch, but I don't think it's. I
yeah.
think in a genre that's it's very easy to say this is Stardew esque. This is
Uh,
actually not.
yeah. Yes, absolutely. This isn't the genre, but it is not a Stardew clone by any means. There's not even any dating as far as I know, which is
No,
personally I find very refreshing because it
I
just
was I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, you know, it's actually kind of nice to play a farming game without that.
yes, yes, I totally agree. I've talked about this on the show a few times. I don't think every game needs it, and this one I think they recognize they didn't because they have their whole graveyard. Your
Hmm.
graveyard is your wife.
Plus,
um,
also, I think that would kind of defeat the purpose of like you know you're trying to get back to your wife.
yeah, and there's that, right? That's the main story. He wants to get back home. So yeah, and that is I definitely. Oh, but yeah, there you go. I think that covers Graveyard Keeper. Easy recommend from me, and I think Kelly.
Hmm.
Do you have any other comments or anything else you want to add, Kelly, before we start wrapping up here?
No, I think that's it.
All right. So with that, thank you very much, Kelly, for joining me to chat about Graveyard Keeper. I can't wait to play more and talk to you more about it as I struggle to get blue points and unlock stuff.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. I'm always happy to have you on to talk about weird, ghoulish things like Cult of the Lamb in this game. Where do you want people to find you if you want to be found on the internet, Kelly?
You can find me at Ralamu. I think that's the only thing I kind of use. I don't
Okay,
update any social media on anything,
that's
so
fine.
if you
That's
find
fine.
it, there you go.
There you go. Here's your treasure hunt, people. You can find me at Super Prez on the tweeters, at Sprider Squared for my art account. Again, you can find me on Rainbow Road Radio. That is a separate podcast done by our mutual friend Alex and I, where we talk about all things Mario. Super Mario Wonder just came out, so it's a good time to get in as we talk about that. There's a new Mario voice. His name is also Kevin. So there'll be a lot of talk about that. You can find that at Rainbow Mario Pod on Twitter. Um, or again, the show itself is called Rainbow Road Radio. You can look for it. I think Alex is finally getting it on most of the podcast platforms and whatnot. Or you can just message me and I'll drop you a link. You can find this show on Tumblr. Twitter handlers at THS Pod. I know Al has been focusing on Tumblr. I don't blame him. Social media is kind of a dumpster fire right now, but
Wait,
he's
is he
bringing
really
Tumblr
focusing
back.
on Tumblr? I don't see it in the
Yeah,
outro notes.
yeah. He doesn't put it there, but no, that's where he's doing like most of his updating right now.
Wow.
That's where the links he drops. So, props to you,
I
Al. Of
mean,
course, you can go to
listen,
the yeah.
Tumblr's still here. It's still living. It's still
It
alive. I
is
don't know.
alive.
It
Um,
is more reliable, I think, than maybe Twitter at this point,
yeah. I mean, right now,
which is
absolutely.
scary.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? To be honest, that's probably where the best audience for the show is anyway. So if somehow he should consult you, you've got a history of Twitter. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll find our booth at DashCon. um, but yeah, or you can just go to our website harvestseason.club, which will have all the links and show notes and transcripts and all that stuff. You can drop an email there, some feedback for us to talk about and whatnot. Criticize Al; it goes all goes to him. You can also join the Patreon at patreon.com/thspod, where you can give Al some money and get great perks. The Harvest Season Slack, where we talk with other listeners and all the hosts hang out there and we talk about these updates and things. Um, you can also get access to our premium show, The Greenhouse, where we talk about non-farming game type topics. Spencer and I actually, I think the episode is already out. We had a chat about our big green friend Godzilla and lots of those things and kaijus and whatnot. Um, and there'll be other stuff coming out soon. Um, so with that, thank you again, Kelly, for coming on the show. Thank you, Al, for having us on.
Always happy to be here.
Yes, it's always great to have you on. For people who don't know, Kelly and I are good, close friends, and so this is always fun to chat about junk with her. One day we'll do an episode on Waluigi. Actually, I could get you on Rainbow Road Radio for that. um, but until next time, dear listeners, have a good harvest.
The Harvest Season is created by Al McKinley, with support from our patrons, including our pro farmers, Kevin, Stuart, and Elisa. Our art is done by Micah the Brave, and our music is done by Nick Burgess. Feel free to visit our website, harvestseason.club, for show notes and links to things we discussed in this episode.